Hey everyone, welcome back to Drawing Fundamentals. I'm Jonathan Appleby. This is number 3. First we looked at the drawing and defining what the word drawing is. 2 different holds, and then in the second video we learned how to make strokes, how to make straight lines, how to draw a nice straight line freehand, how to do arcs, and how to do circles. So circles, ovals, those are all just together. They're just variations of one another. Drawing a cube is just drawing a few straight lines and putting it together, and so forth. So we saw making strokes. Now what we're going to be looking at in this video number 3, is making shapes. Now shapes are really important. It doesn't matter what level you're at. A lot of times you need those basic shapes, and the basic shapes that we use, I'm drawing this cone, but I'm drawing it upside down just so you can remember that a cone is actually like an ice cream cone. Okay, so the ice cream cone takes its name from that shape right there, the cone. So you have the cone, you have the sphere, okay, which is a circle, like a ball. Then you have the cube. And last of all, you have the cylinder, which is a tin can. And from these you can do variations of them. You have a elongated sphere, you know, like that. It's like an oval. Then you can stretch this out and make this one tall, you know, like a block of wood or something. And you can change this one and make it curvy. Okay, so you can just do all those kind of things, and yeah. So all these other ones are just variations of these basic shapes here, these 4 basic shapes. So with these 4 basic shapes, you can basically draw anything, and you've probably read books about it, you know, about these 4 basic shapes, and it's one of the basic things that you learn when you're learning art. How to shade these, how to draw them, and turning them and looking at them in different angles. Good thing to practice is trying to draw these, you know, in different angles, that way you can deepen your understanding of 3D objects, because 2D art is all about that, trying to represent a 3D object on a 2D plane. So when you're drawing, you only have 2 different planes to work with. You have this and you have that, and that's it. You don't have any depth, but you have to create the illusion of depth. So for any type of artist, it's always important to understand 3D, so that you can try and, how do you say, fool the human eye into thinking that what they're seeing actually has depth, though it doesn't. Okay, so in these, we were trying to represent 3 different dimensions here. You have the width, you have the height, and the third one that we try to represent is the depth. Okay, whether it's going into the page or coming out of the page. So those are the 3 things that we try to represent on this 2D plane. So we only have these 2 to work with, but we try to use shade and lighting to create this 3rd dimension here. Okay, and you know, there's other dimensions, like the 4th dimension would be time, and we represent that in when we do movies, doing animations and stuff. They all give the sense of time of that 4th dimension. So that's making shapes. So with these basic shapes, you need to learn this and try to turn them in different ways. Okay, so this is the cylinder, but what I'm doing is it's lying on its side. So let's just imagine that's a table. Sorry. Just imagine that's a table and it's lying on its side, and that's the bottom of the tin. So this is a tin can. It's got this label there. Okay, maybe it's beans. Okay, beans. So learning how to turn these different objects in your head is pretty important. Okay. Also, one other exercise that you can do is try and see if you can cut them. So if I cut the cone here, what is the cone gonna look like? So from an angle, if I turned it back upside down, it would look something like this. Okay. So that's where we cut it. Right there. Okay, cut the sphere. What will the sphere look like when it's cut, you know? Try and figure that out, or get an orange and actually cut it and try and figure that out. Okay? And this square, you know, if I cut it right there along that line, cut that, what will that look like? Well, that's a lot easier because you just join these different points together and just shade it. Just like that. Okay, so try to do that. Cut those different shapes. Try to figure out what it'll look like. Also try and turn them in 3D space and try and draw them and get more practice out of that, because you'll be using all these different things to actually learn how to draw the human figure, learn how to draw animals, you know, things like that. And those videos will come later on. And hopefully, yeah, hopefully you've got this stage down, you know, like down pat, so that it's easy for you once you move on to the next level. So this is actually one of the fundamentals of drawing, you know, learning to turn these different shapes. So if you were to put it together, you know, try and put this ball on top of that cube, you know. So all you need to do is just draw lightly, and then remember ghost. Okay, so you have that ball, so it looks like it's hovering above there. So we'll put a shadow there, and then on top of that maybe we'll put the cone just sitting right on the top of this. Okay, just like that. So this, you can actually like use this idea and go ahead and draw, you know, a table. So this is a table there. These are all just using these basic shapes. So I have the table there. I have the sphere sitting on top of the table. And I have the cone. So I'll draw the cone. Now I'm doing all this lightly at first. So I have the cone coming up this way. Make it look nice and long. And I'm going to chop the cone off here. So what do you think it's starting to look like? Exactly, a bed lamp. Okay. So this will be sitting on either beside your couch or beside your bed, and you know, giving you light for reading your books. And this was all done with those basic shapes. Okay. And so that's why learning these basic shapes is important, because like even though just putting those simple shapes together, you've actually created the lamp with the small table there. Okay. So in the next video we'll go on to the next topic.